Hey everyone, how's it going? I wanted to address certain stereotypes associated with TIs. I'm not about to waste any time, so let's get into it. The first stereotype that I want to address with regards to targeted individuals is accusing us of being paranoid schizophrenic. I've said several times throughout my videos that the CR1 part of the brain is important when it comes to this discussion. Now, damage to the CR1 part of the brain, it can also cause Alzheimer's disease. But paranoid schizophrenia is a neurological issue that shows specific parts of the brain being damaged. Now, how would a bunch of people with no neurological research, no neurological experience, able to tell from a TI's claims that somebody is following them that they're paranoid schizophrenic? How the fuck would you know that at first glance from a video that they've made, or things that they've said, or things that they've experienced, that they're paranoid schizophrenic? If even mental health professionals do not have the neurological knowledge or the equipment to be able to produce a scan that can show specific damage to parts of the brain that would cause paranoid schizophrenia, what the hell makes you think you're qualified to talk about TIs being paranoid schizophrenic? It's all right, I'll wait. Oh, wait, no problem. No, take your time. Take your time. What the fuck makes you qualified? And then on top of that, let's talk about the directed energy weaponry for a minute. Militaries of both the US and the UK and Russia and China have already admitted to using sonar weaponry and directed energy weaponry. It's already been publicly acknowledged that police have been using them as well, especially the acoustic weaponry stuff. So when TIs talk about acoustic weaponry and talk about being fired at with directed energy weaponry, why is that suddenly so out of the way for people to believe? In order for these weapons to actually work, I don't know, they need to be experimented on, don't they? If the purpose of these weapons is to use it on human tissue as well as technology, do they or do they not need to be tested? So what the fuck sense does it make that they're going to make these weapons to take down enemies in Afghanistan or Iraq or anywhere else that have basically pissed the Five Eyes off and they want to annex resources from? Anybody who's pissed them off, how the fuck do you know that they're not experimenting on people? In fact, how do you create a product worth billions of pounds and not fucking How do you do that? How do you create weaponry so sophisticated and so expensive and yet you don't test it before you sell it to another bunch of arms dealers or sell it to a country or sell it to a... How? How do you get any of that done without testing it first? And given the long-range capabilities of directed energy weaponry, and given the capabilities of infrared surveillance, remember, these people can x-ray your property. They can see exactly what you're doing without needing a camera. Given the properties of infrared surveillance, given the fact that our phones are tapped, our fucking cameras are tapped, and that's just for the ordinary citizen, what the fuck makes you think that they wouldn't be able to track said experimentees, unlawful experimentees, in order to gauge the effects of the torture or gauge the effects of the weapons testing and the psychological warfare? And that, like, you don't make any fucking sense. You really don't make any fucking sense. You mean to tell me this billion-pound, billion-dollar industry of fucking arms is going to create advanced directed energy weaponry technology, is going to create acoustic technology using state-of-the-art technology, state-of-the-art receivers, and you think that they're just going to use them and not experiment? Are you fucking slow? Are you slow? Third, let's get into the Methhead rumor mill that I've been seeing a lot of. Now, the thing about targeted individuals, right, is that they're usually accused of being pedophiles or terrorists or traffickers or conversely, they can be, said that to be prostitutes or something, or have special needs, or have various mental illnesses, or have drug addictions or meth addictions. If you notice from my own experiences as a targeted individual, I've been stalked and targeted by a lot of people with compulsive behavior. Now, I'm not saying that all perps are meth heads, because all perps are not meth heads, especially not the higher up ones. But really, really think about the accusations that are leveled at TIs every day. And then look at the history of targeted individuals. Most, if not all, targeted individuals do not have a history of abusing children. They do not have a history, they do not have a history of meth. They do not, and if they do, they've recovered. They do not have compulsive behavior. Most of us don't have compulsive behavior. Not even after this amount of torture. Most of us don't have compulsive behavior. Most of us are definitely not, well, none of us are terrorists, really, because the only thing that we've been doing is speaking out about this issue. So all of us are not terrorists, right? None of us are terrorists. So all the accusations that are leveled at targeted individuals, all they've done is they've taken the type of people that all the gang stalkers have done, right? Remember, there are several levels to this hierarchy, which is why they're so difficult to get around. There are levels to this hierarchy and not all the levels are known. But do you seriously think the people at the top have allowed these lies to be pervasive throughout the lives of targeted individuals, allowed these rumor mills to spread? Do you seriously think they didn't use some form of experience from their own lives? Because that is usually how it happens. If TI is accused of being deviants, or they're accused of being terrorists, or they're accused of being prostitutes or traffickers or anything else, it's usually because they have those type of people working for them as perps. And they usually form the lower tiers, and those are usually the one firing the weapons. If it's not them, it's students who are studying the capabilities of directed energy weaponry and acoustic weaponry. If it's not criminals doing it, it's students. So my thing is this: how the fuck do you put together the targeted individuals and meth heads when there is no proof of any of them even touching meth? Most of the targeted individuals who call themselves TIs don't even touch meth. There's no proof or no evidence anywhere of them touching meth, especially in America. You can look up most of the people who call themselves TIs. You ain't about to find a meth head record anywhere, because they don't take the shit. Even paranoid people who think they're TIs and really aren't are not meth heads. That was a fucking psyop put in place by the same people that are targeting us. Remember, it's a tight-knit circle. FBI, Lockheed, CIA, MI5, MI6. And not to mention the Canadian and the Australian and the Secret Services, and the New Zealand ones as well. They're all in it together. This is a cohesive network within a network that is responsible for gang stalking, responsible for unlawful experimentation into surveillance and directed energy weaponry and all of that. So do you seriously think they wouldn't have the money to be able to put some fucking cunt in the comment section of an internet search? Do you seriously think they wouldn't be able to pay some cunts to turn around and say these people are meth heads, even though that's not the truth at all? Name one TI that you can conclusively prove is a fucking meth head. I'll wait. Most of the TIs I know, if they take any drugs at all, they're usually on weed. And weed don't make it that fucking paranoid, because if it did, every weed smoker would be accusing people of being, stalking them. Every person on weed would accuse people of stalking them if weed was really that powerful enough to make people paranoid. Every meth head would be accusing people of stalking and following them, not just people who call themselves TIs. There's a reason why you don't see that. There's a reason why you don't see people on camera taking meth. Do you know how addictive meth is? And the amount of fucking... Do you know the amount of fucking damage meth does to the fucking brain? And don't even get me started on fucking spice. which is another drug a lot of these fucking gang stalkers are on. Do you know the amount of brain death that occurs in the parts of your brain that regulate self-control? Most TIs have self-control. In fact, they have a lot of self-control given what they've actually gone through. And you want to talk about us being meth heads. You don't know your ass from your elbow, let alone how drugs work, and yet you want to accuse us of being meth heads. Fuck you. Fuck you. Look at the stalkers. Look at the people that I've reported in my life. No self-control at all. Compulsive. Where do you think that comes from? Whereas most TRs that I know are non-violent, they're not all like me. They're not willing to fucking beat somebody up for fucking with them. Most of the TRs that I know, or most of the TRs that are out there, are very peaceful people. And in order to be peaceful, it involves a lot of self-control. Guess who doesn't have self-control? The same people who are coming online accusing us of being meth heads. The same people coming online fucking trolling us about what we have actually gone through, telling us what's real and what isn't. We've got people dying out here from terminal cancer, from being tortured from the age of 11 years old, just because some motherfucking child abuser wanted to touch them up and get away with it. We got people losing blood every day, having to take a whole bunch of vitamins in order to replenish the blood that they've lost. We've got people in hospital being given double the dosage of medication they need, given medications that deliberately spike their blood sugar while they're diabetic. You talking about those meth heads? You talking about them? You talking about the same woman whose skin is so badly burned she can't fucking lie down or can't sleep? You want to talk about them? Those meth heads? Those meth heads? You fucking goons, man. You absolute fucking mess. This is what happens when you appeal to the devil in people and then make them feel like angels. This is the type of fucking bullshit that you get. You don't have a fact between you to come at TIs with. Not a goddamn fact between you. You barely even have any self-control. And you, for damn sure, don't have any self-awareness. Let alone the facts. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not one of these other people on the fringes talking about God. Let me tell you something right now. Your own fuckery will end you. Your own fuckery will end you. You're the type of motherfuckers who don't realize the war realize the war is going on until the bombs drop. Fuck you.